recording?
We're recording.
Consistency. That was the first bullet point on the iPad, so I thought I'd start like that.
Consistency.
We're back again. Look at this. B2B2B episodes. Crazy. Super short one again. We got the message, keep them short when it's just you three because no one cares.
Yeah, I don't blame it.
Did someone actually say that?
I've had that feedback before. I think from Harry or Tom.
From our other half told us, shut the fuck up.
Like, it's better when you have a guest on. Like,
I'm not taking that personally because these are the two people that probably hear you and me talk more than any other
100.
human on planet Earth.
And to be fair, they both watch every episode as well.
Which is lovely, but
so actually,
I'm almost certain that's
opinion.
guilt tripping. Like I mentioned, we were doing the podcast.
Nah, Tom tells me he listens to the episode before I've even mentioned we've done it. Like, he's just on it.
I swear most of the feedback that we get when we talk about the festivals and like people come up to us, shows and stuff, are like, more content, like more, like even the ones of you free speaking.
They didn't say don't do the episodes of us free. They said make them shorter.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
I mean, that's a tough ask with the three people that literally talk more than anyone we know.
The problem is, this is the conversation they'll just hear on a weekly basis when they're with us anyway, so I get it. They're sick of hearing it. Yeah. But yeah, so short one.
When they subscribe to our Patreon, we'll listen to what they got to say.
It's a beautiful segue. Beautiful segue. Patreon plug. So we have got a Patreon now, and this room and all of this stuff, whilst it's lovely, not free. So shout out our first. We've got 3 Patreons actually signed up. Shout out you lot, Harry, Patrick, and Pete. Big up.
Big up.
This in like 3 years' time when we're massive, we'll remember this. Yeah. And you three specifically are in line for some. I don't know what's going to happen.
Rich will give you a hand job.
You're giving yourself some accountability there. It's one of the major pillars of this podcast.
We're going to mint our own cryptocurrency, and we're going to give you loads of it.
We're just breezing past my nasty comment, but yeah.
I
said Rich was going to start offering out hand jobs, but yeah.
We're going to transition from Patreon to OnlyFans.
Yeah, that's it. That's where we'll get. That's how we'll get into that realm.
So you lot will get free month subs on OnlyFans. Follow us on IG and TikTok at Amen Brother Podcast and OnlyFans.
So far, we're selling this podcast so well, aren't we? Yeah. Come give us money. Once we chat shit about hand jobs.
We'll do anything. We'll do anything for your money.
Yeah, you want to see some ass?
100 subscribers. Let's go.
Yeah, honestly, shameless. So yeah, that's the kind of YouTube. Oh yeah, wait. One thing I didn't do before as well is farm engagement by saying comment below. If guests you want to have us to have on, questions you want to ask us, stick them in the comments because we actually do. I mean, we get 3, so we will read them all.
Yeah, and I mean also Spotify listeners. Obviously, if you want to, you can't leave comments on Spotify. It's annoying.
Yeah, but you can leave feedback though.
You can leave feedback at the end of the episode, so make sure you listen all the way to the end and leave us a nice comment, give us a bit of feedback, and then if you don't want to listen to the end, then just head over to YouTube and give us shit in the comments over there.
Preferably not shit, like preferably nice stuff, but whatever you got to say, say it. Do you know what I mean? So we'll be there.
Yeah,
we're here for the constructive criticism.
Yeah, we read all of the Instagram comments. In fact, this episode is going to be largely based on Instagram questions. So again, Amen Brother Podcast on Instagram. Yeah, get at us, man. Ask us whatever you like. So a quick roundup of everyone's weekend. You were in Mexico.
I was in Mexico.
And I think that's where we should start.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I was just at home.
Yeah.
In fact, I had 3 birthdays in 2 days. That's my weekend.
That's pretty mental.
Too many people were born around the same time. It's selfish.
But yeah, I want to hear about Mexico.
Yeah, Mexico. So you're not feeling great?
No, I'm pretty worse for wear at the moment. I'm not going to lie to you.
Don't give us too many details.
No, the whole time I was out there, it was
and butthole region.
Too many tacos. I think we can call it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't. Do you know what? I don't even think it was that, man.
Did you drink water with ice in it?
No, I didn't. I'm almost certain I didn't do that.
Finish me.
Yeah,
but I mean, I went out there last year, and everybody had a day or two of like a not too pleasant
like a standard
stomach.
thing.
It happens. But what was unusual for me was that I got home. And that's when it all settled in. And
all that coffee that you drink. For context, yeah.
No.
Actually, can you say this? Because the most ridiculous thing happened.
So Jack was the last person to turn up, obviously.
What?
And he messages the group being like, yeah, I'm on my way. I'm just going to go get a coffee first. After, by the way, telling us for like the last 3 hours how rough his stomach's been and how he's been on the toilet the whole time.
Solution, coffee.
My guy's like, I'm just going to go get a coffee. because that will fix it.
Yeah, look, I wasn't as bad, right? I watched Dusky drink coffee out in Mexico, and on one day he had over a dozen trips to the bathroom. And on the 12th trip, he looked
Charlie's
like a
going to
frail...
love us putting this on here.
Oh, bro, he don't care. He don't care. He was very proud of the fact that he survived this ordeal.
Lived to tell the tale.
And
Yeah, just
half a kilo
about.
later.
Yeah.
It's a great way to shred.
Yeah, but I mean, Mexico was amazing. Absolutely loved it. Really, really enjoyed myself. There was something that made me sort of. It's the first time I've gone somewhere and been in this almost like this false sense of security. And I wasn't even there. We were all out having dinner. Me, Emily Mackis, and Harry, and the Mackis. And something took place on site, and I wasn't there, so I don't really know what happened. But it just kind of left me feeling a little uncomfortable and a little unsafe.
Was it more unsafe than the time that you got locked out of your yard in Baltimore?
It was kind of on those levels, man. It was
Sounded a bit more unsafe than the Baltimore
was just roaming the streets of Baltimore like 3 a.m.
I mean, look, the Baltimore one was just like, that's just stupid and potentially dangerous. But the thing that happened in Mexico, again, was just like, I don't know, every single time I've spoken to anybody about it, they've just been like, oh yeah, but that's Mexico. And I'm like, but does that mean that we can just brush off a potentially dangerous situation? I don't know. Look, I had a really, really good time out there, and I don't want to like paint the time out there in a negative way.
Well,
but
people can find out about it if they subscribe to our Patreon.
We're not monetizing this story, John.
We're doing a new £10 tier. 1 month only. We'll be just like, Jack can tell this story in
fact, the £10 tier on Patreon is our uncut opinions and stories about stuff that really goes on tour.
This is a tier we haven't yet launched, by the way.
So we haven't yet launched, but it might be live by the time we see this episode.
Then we'll actually get some subscribers, like real subscribers.
So this could be the first piece.
Well, yeah, I had a great time. I really enjoyed it, but I'm just a broken man.
How had it improved on last year?
Say that again?
How had it improved on last year? Like, what had they done better this time round? Not, I haven't been over a year, but was there progression in the festival?
Yeah, I think
it was busier, right?
No, I actually think they did slightly less tickets this year, which I think that worked better. But they did everything in one venue, and it was originally it was intended to be this one venue that was within walking distance on the strip, so you didn't have to rely on transfers, you didn't have to rely on festival punters sort of getting them from for a potentially unsafe space back to their hotels and the sort of the populated area. But yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. It was a great time, but I am just a broken shell of a man now. I've had 5 hours sleep every night for the last week, and just
regular sleep for me.
You're a bit
my circadian rhythm's messed though.
Yeah, but that's because you're a trooper, mate. I really don't know how you do it. I just moan a lot.
I don't smoke nearly as much weed as you do, so that probably helps.
Yeah, I think my brain's probably
that probably helps.
You not sleep much.
0.5.
You slept loads when we lived together.
Yeah, honestly, it's been a really I think it's coincided with stop drinking genuinely.
Yeah,
most likely.
Because I'm just getting high quality sleep all the time. Because obviously when you drink, it disrupts your quality of sleep, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So I think probably because I'm just getting more consistent high quality sleep, I just don't need to sleep as much. Genuinely, 6 hours does me fine.
Yeah.
And it's 6 good hours, so yeah, it's actually calm.
I find no matter what I do, I wake up with the sunrise these days. Since working in a trade, it's just it's ingrained in me. I'm in that routine at the moment, which I don't mind as long as I'm getting to bed early. But obviously, when gigs come around,
when you want weekend or something, you're I can sleep more.
Oh man, it's so annoying.
And you just wake up at 7 anyway. You're might as well start my day.
I waking up before my daughter. Yeah, I'm what? This is this is not on.
Yeah,
I quite like the. Is circadian rhythm? Is that your body?
Is that what you've been talking about? I've been saying it a lot recently.
It's basically working on the sun's time.
Yeah.
So you
I don't do that.
Yeah, obviously no one really does that, but that's how we should be operating. Yeah. You should go to bed when the sun goes down. You should get up when the sun gets up, because that's what evolution has taught us over the years. But obviously we're not doing that.
About it because obviously I read something about why people are night owls and why people are early mornings. It's actually to do with tribes back in the day. I'm talking about Neanderthal times plus. Obviously in a group of people, some people have to do a night shift to protect the tribe. Some people have to do a day shift. I don't know how true this is. It seems to add up, but certain people who are more creative and more active at nighttime, it's because their like ancestor would have been more like that person.
Yeah.
Sounds like waffle, probably is, but it's a nice story. So
it's kind of interesting, isn't it? Because you think I've got two parents that work on very opposite scales.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, where does that leave me then with your theory, John?
I don't know. Welcome to the sleep podcast. This is what we're talking about now. We're talking about circadian rhythms.
We're not drinking so much anymore, so we're talking about health stuff.
Mine's always.
We're sorry.
Yeah.
Mine's always been. It doesn't matter what time and how little or much sleep I'm getting. My body can just wake up minutes before that first alarm goes off.
I think that's quite satisfying.
It's really satisfying when you're traveling as well. When you're in a hotel room, you've got a 4-hour kip, and you've got a flight to catch back home, and you wake up like you've set your alarm for 9:40. So you've just got enough time to jump in the shower, have a coffee, and then go down and grab your transfer. And you wake up at 9:37, like just absolutely fresh as a daisy, like not feeling stressed or panic. Well, at first you feel stressed and panic, then you look at the time and you're like, nice.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. It's a weird talent to have, but yeah, smash that one.
I did want to ask you, like, because you're touring pretty heavily at the moment. How are you physically, mentally? Do you feel like you're holding it together?
No, absolutely not. No, it's a work in progress, man. It's everyone goes, oh yeah, man, we've been doing this for so long, and you're like, duh. I thought I knew what like intense touring felt like, and I think we have done this. We did do a period pre-COVID, and again, I don't want to sound like that old fucking man, but we were younger men back then, and I think it was easier to do because we were all doing it together as well, like all your mates every weekend. Now, I think having a bit of break through COVID and then a bit of break just through just the years gone by. The years have gone by, and then things.
Brother.
Oh my days!
But then you go back into the thick of it, and just the last sort of 6 months, they've not been hard, but you sit back and you go, fuck, that's a lot, and you look at it on paper and you go, I'm amazed and I'm impressed with myself that I was able to do that, but that's what's bringing a lot of things to light for me. Like I'm not a young man anymore, and I've got to worry about my health. I've never really been concerned with my health. Never been one of those people that, touch wood, luckily I've been kind of able to just like breeze through, and you can't do that. You can't do that as a normal person living a normal life. You can't do that when you go 48 hours and barely have 5-6 hours kit.
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
32 now.
Thought it was that, yeah.
So you're older than me, aren't it?
Yeah, so I'll be 33 in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it gets worse.
And this is what I mean by the. I'm sure. But like, this is what I mean by the busyness. Like, I've not even thought about my birthday. Mm-hmm. I know that just kind of happens as you get older. Like but this year I was like, I kind of want to do something, and I about 4 months ago, whilst I was in America, it was like 2 a.m, and I was just out on my balcony having a spliff, and I was like, you know what I'm going to do? Thursday night, that's my birthday. I'm just going to book a table somewhere and just be like, yo, people want to come, they want to come, just do a little Thursday evening drink thing. And I'm glad I booked that for the day I did, because the day after I booked that, they're like, yo, yeah, you're going off to Pittsburgh on your birthday. Oh no, the day first thing in the morning, the day after your birthday, and then you're going to Puerto Rico. And it's like, looking at that week, I go, I might actually have to cancel my plans. And I was talking to my missus about it, being like, do I fob this off? Do I put work first? But fuck no, man. Like, it's busy, and to try and do that midweek amongst all these other things, it's going to be a lot. But there's nothing I want more than to just see my mates at the moment. Like, it sounds really soppy, but
you're here with us now, so that's...
no. But I get to see you guys regularly. But you know what I mean, like those people you grew up with, and those people that you know you can go.
I think they've got lives too, right?
Yeah, honestly, one thing I'll say is, like, for varying different reasons that I won't go into, but things that have happened in my life recently, I'm in a period of time where I'm doing that a lot more now, and actually I'm kind of. We've been like, I think we got along, so we're pretty like social butterflies, didn't we? Like we were like, when we met, we were like firing, like knowing everyone in the scene, out and about, like on it, like just because I love drum and bass and I love people and I love socializing. I guess I'm in a bit of a different place in my life now, like having a daughter and just, you know, like a missus who I'm like really like happy with and like settled to a point where actually I don't care as much about like that stuff anymore, which is like, I'm not saying I even did from like an egotistical perspective. It was more a vibe and an energy.
Yeah.
Whereas now I'm actually like, nah, I need to conserve my energy a bit more. And I'm like not reconnecting with my old friends, but the people I haven't seen for 9 months, I'm making sure I'm belling them and like, you know, like going to play like golf with my mate Al, who I like don't get to see as much because that's actually good for my soul. And he's not involved in music. And it's just, he's a friend because he's just a mate, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, it's important to do those things, and I think the older you get, and obviously, you know, your schedule's mad, bro. Like, you need to take that time for yourself because otherwise you will burn out, which I guess is why John's asking you this question, like, how are you coping with it? Because you need those things. I saw you get quite emotional when you were talking then, because it's like you're tired, you're burnt out, you need to vent that to your fucking people, you know? Like, it's important. So you should take time to do that, like, for sure.
Yeah, and like little self-care routines as well. Like when you're home, you just like do these things that you know are gonna make you feel good. Like the reason I thought this question was because I was in the barbers earlier, and I go to barbers once a week, and I literally as part of my self-care routine.
Yeah,
like
once a week is mad.
Nah, but bro, like once you start getting a skin fade,
once you get a taste for that fresh,
honestly,
fresh
once
skin
you start
fade.
getting a skin fade, and the hair start growing back, it's like you just feel butters in it. You're like, I need to get another skin fade.
You need the back of your head to feel like sandpaper all
feel
day,
the
every
fresh
day.
breeze like on my scalp, like on the sides of my head, like consistently. So yeah, but actually,
say scalp. You don't want to be feeling the fresh breeze in your scalp, mate.
Not the crown thing, but like, you know, like the side of the head and that. Like, yeah, I just need that to be skin.
Yeah.
But like generally, like it's a nice hour out of my day to like, and it's in Finsbury Park. They're all Arsenal fans, like. And like the barbers, they're just jokes, man. Like you're just getting a trim and just chatting about football or whatever. And like, yeah, it's just nice. Like,
yeah, I get that.
It actually is just like a nice thing to do.
You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go get a trim in the next like.
Go get a trim, man.
My guy Ronnie, I love Ronnie.
This is what I'm saying.
Ronnie's been trimming my hair for 3 years now since I moved to Walthamstow. Like, and yeah, I wouldn't have it any other way. Like, it's just a really good bloke, really chatty. I enjoy that hour that I get with him.
Like,
there's something to be said for that, innit? Like for someone who's like not actually involved in your circle, it's almost like a bit like a therapy sort of thing, innit? You can just like chat to them about whatever you want.
I fully acknowledge that with him as well. I'm like, bro, like you must appreciate that like people come to you not just because of your hair cutting ability, it's because they resonate with you. There's like an added layer of pressure almost in your job to feel like you've got to be that therapist, like almost so to say.
It's because men need to be tricked into like talking about their feelings.
Yeah, no,
that is actually very true. Yeah,
I feel like we're actually quite good at it.
We're very like all of us. I think.
I feel like we're actually quite good at it, but generally speaking, we all know that men are it's difficult to get them to open up and stuff. And actually, when you're in a barber's, it's like feels like a safe space.
It does. Yeah.
It's like, and it's like, it's easy to talk. So actually, yeah, barbers they're like one of those like in society. There's like people that actually play quite an important role without people actually knowing it. They're one of them, man.
Yeah, fully underappreciated.
Mine's called Johnny, funnily enough. So shout out Johnny.
Hold tight, Johnny. Hold tight, Ronnie.
Hold tight, Johnny and Ronnie. What's your barber called?
Bob.
You still have a barber?
Bob.
You still bother going to a barber? That's crazy. That's so crazy.
Why? Because I wear a hat all the time, or because my hairline's looking a bit loopy?
Get that hat off, Rich. Go and take it off for us, mate.
I don't think it's that bad anymore.
Put it back on.
It's fine.
Put it back on.
Put it back on.
It's not that bad, is it?
It looks lovely, mate. You got a lovely head.
In the comments, how bad is it?
If
I got
a little bit of life, mate, you got to like zhuzh it up a bit after you take the hat off.
I mean, I don't know.
Zhuzh it.
Zhuzh it. Here we go.
I mean, look.
Here we go, mate.
There's life in that, bruv. Look at that.
Little mohawk. What do you want me to do, Jack?
Sorry.
This is the Patreon £10.
This is the exclusive
£10 tier.
Yeah, this ain't going on Insta. Crazy. No, it's going on Insta. We need that. Shout out the barbers. Look after yourself. I'm pointing at Jack, but I realised
I'm behind the camera. That's what it is. Yeah,
so
it's
everyone
like
looking
right
at the camera,
there.
actually looking at Jack. I'm not. Yeah, I'm not.
But obviously, you said you've been touring a lot and actually not drinking, like in order to help you with the travel and stuff, which I think is really admirable. Actually,
it's absolutely fucking all to do with helping me, mate. It's just. I've been travelling a lot over the last 6 months in countries where cannabis is absolutely legal, and it's the best cannabis in the world. So
Jack's weekly weed chat.
Yeah, man.
Here we go.
I've just been enjoying it, innit? But like also coming back, it's been good in that regard because obviously you go over to America and Canada and you can get it wherever, whenever.
Yeah.
But that's not going to carry on forever. Like in terms of me going over there frequently. I think I'm back over there for 2-3 days in April.
Yeah.
And then I don't think I'm there for 5-6 months. There's going to be a big chunky break there before we go back out again. But
They got to cut their losses and legalise it here at some point in the next 10 years.
Yeah, they've got to,
otherwise,
Legal
what
in Germany
the hell?
now, so it's getting closer.
Man,
yeah, they did it in Germany the other week.
Not that I'm a weed smoker, but like, just get on with it already, man. Like, booze
it's the social
is so
change.
much worse.
It's the money it brings to the economy. Like, it's all of that.
There's an election coming up, so I feel like that might see the change. So, weed smokers, get out there and vote. I'm mobilising the weed smoking nation right now. Get out there and vote, man.
Make it happen for all of us. Come on.
You're going to need more than that to mobilise the weed smoking
they
nation.
need free KFC if you leave your house and vote. They need to tell. What do weed smokers
have like sick munchies at like voting booths? Like, come on, come on down.
And there's conspiracy theories over here as well.
Haribo Tang Fantastics and conspiracy theories.
Yeah.
No, you can't have Tang Fantastics, mate. They're made by lizards. Can't be eating them, bro.
Also dry mouth as well, isn't it?
What?
Sour sweets and dry mouth.
Oh, yeah, that's not a good combo, is it? No.
What's on foot? This is what on foot here.
That's
right
just
here.
the sole. You just gave us the
sole. So I've got the Jordan 1. I think they're the UNC Blue. I think they're called the UNC Toe, actually, because the toe is UNC Blue. I'm getting the last out of my high tops because I don't really wear high tops in the summer. So
can't be wearing high tops in the summer, man.
Unless you're an NBA player.
No,
shorts and high tops is not a look though. So yeah,
nah.
I'm just getting it out there. I'm just getting them out in the streets whilst I still can.
I actually done the same thing. I wore high tops. I don't know what they are. They're Jordans, but they're like kind of random Jordans.
Yeah, I don't know what they are.
Yeah,
red and black Jordans.
And I've suede dunk. There you go, just a shot.
God, it's more flexible than last time.
Yeah, man, I've been stretching. That's part of my self-help routine is yoga. Yoga stretches.
Airport yoga. He's that guy that everyone's like looking at going, what is he up to?
Like, no, speaking of guys in airports here, I saw a dude fully dressed in running gear in Vienna airport a couple months ago, going for a fucking jog between the gate. Fuck off, mate. I'm sorry. There is no connecting flight on this planet where you can't just wait another half day to go for a run. You're just trying to show everybody in the airport, oh, look at me, I go for a jog in the airport. Shut up, bruv. It's so wet. It's so wet. Also, that really wound me up. Like,
also, he's got to then go and get on a plane.
Exactly.
Humming, and someone's got to sit next to him.
That's the peak thing
That's
about
actually
it.
not okay.
I'm okay with people getting it in when they need to get it in, but like that's the peak thing.
Yeah,
like, enclosed
it's just a
area.
Disrespect to like
I mean,
the random
there are
person you have no
showers in
idea.
airports in this day and age, but like still, that's no excuse
Someone in
for
my
it.
building's done it a couple of times. They farted in the lift and got out. And then the lift doors have closed and just sealed the farting. And then I've got in the lift, Problem is, I've got in the lift and it stunk. And then I've got out the lift and then the next person
thinks it's you.
Thinks it's me.
Yeah, 100. That's like...
So if anyone from my buildings look, they're not going to be, but like, it's not me. I'm not the lift farter.
If anyone from your
building's watching this podcast.
Wow.
I'm not the lift farter. Like, it's actually not me. It's happened a couple of times.
So
anyone that follows my Instagram as well would have seen the rave lift I've got going to my building as well at the moment.
Oh yeah, I did see that. That looked joyous.
One of the lifts, the lights are just mash. And they're just like strobing.
What do you mean one of the lifts? And there's one?
Two lifts. And the one on the right, the lights are just mash and they're just straight. I'll put a video on the Amen Brother Instagram. It's just like, so every day I'm in there and it's like I'm in a rave and I just put a different tune to the background every time.
Yeah.
So today was Hamdi and Chesko.
Swing King, I saw that.
Yeah. What was it last time? It was Hackney Parrot I did before.
Oh, big.
Yeah. It might be, until they fix it, I'm just going to keep posting them. Yeah. So this was my new daily routine.
I really hope they don't fix it and this just becomes like a whole, this is your like social media like personality.
Just me in the elevator, like just my eyes getting mashed up from these horrible flickering lights.
Yeah.
What's everyone listening to at the moment? I actually don't know what I'm listening to at the moment. Everyone gets their phones.
Do you know what, actually, I don't actually need to. I'm going to reiterate something. You know, we were talking about that. Basically, I did a massive John Hopkins rinse out after we spoke. And you know that tune I was talking about, Jack, last time that I then brought him up and then you said, oh, you got to listen to that album.
Oh, yeah.
That album, the music for psychedelic therapy, is that the tune I was talking about last time is actually the last tune of that album.
Oh, it's the one with the spoken word at the end.
Yeah, I'd never heard that album. So I listened to that, listened to Immunity as well.
You need to listen to Singularity as well. That's by far... that's also another great album. Immunity is my favourite though.
And then I wanted to go off piece with something else just because that was a bit like typical and say that I don't know if anyone like listens to podcasts that are apart from this podcast.
We're the only podcast in the world.
But basically, TED Talks have a one that they released on the 27th of December with Rick Rubin, and it was called Design Matters with Debbie Millman. I'm giving all the details. Mate, honestly,
he's a don.
This podcast was unbelievable. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because, we're having that conversation, Mike Kiss mentioned it, like a couple episodes back, maybe now. I don't know where we're at with episodes and stuff. Yeah. And I was talking about it, about your creative process and sort of being like true to yourself. There's a bit in this podcast that honestly, I felt like it was like a bit of like almost fate that I heard it. Moment. It just reiterated everything that we'd sort of said.
You need to read his book, man.
Yeah.
He's got his book called The Creative Act.
So that's what she's basically interviewing him about his book.
Okay, yeah.
And she talks in this segment. I can't.
Eat a sandwich. Bro's just eating a sandwich.
I haven't eaten anything.
5 minutes before the end of the recording.
It's his self-care routine.
Sorry, he just cracked out a whole sandwich.
With a Pret.
What are we doing?
Fucking salad baguette mid-conversation.
I'm so baffed.
I fucking love it.
Rich was talking, man. I knew I had at least 5 minutes.
I'm just like, you don't hear out of the mic.
He's gonna edit it like he can. You can't edit this shit now. You can't fucking allow this shit now. This has got to go in. This is brilliant. Mate, get your chow in. I don't give a fuck. Munch, bro.
That's so ridiculous.
Thanks, Rich.
Yeah, I'm here for it. It'd have been better if it was like a Subway, like a really saucy one. He's just trying to wolf into his mouth or something.
John, I've
got to look straight at you. I should deep throat in a sandwich. So.
Anyway, that's mad. Just such a nice juxtaposed to the beautiful sort of story I was telling you.
The book there,
yeah. So I have, obviously, he's talking about his book, which I am going to go and read. But like, it was just this bit where he's talking about like the creative process. I'm not going to go into it too much because it was just like so like long. Like what they went into like a real detail about how he sees things, and honestly, for about 20 minutes of it, it was just really, really beautiful listening. Maybe we should put it in the comments of like YouTube or something or whatever.
The book, like, that's literally next on my read list. Is his really? Book. Yes, I'm reading the Jay Dilla Time book at the moment, which is sick. It's like heavy in terms of like so it's like semi-biopic, like study into his techniques. Like Jay, if anyone doesn't know, Jay Dilla's like a legendary hip hop producer from the 90s. Like produced like all of the soul creators, like like Erykah Badu, Common, etc., like D'Angelo. Worked with loads of people. Worked with like loads of rappers. So yeah, the thing about him, just to summarize, was he created a style where he basically didn't like drum machines were in. And he was basically using the drum machine like a human instrument. So like all the timing was off, and it was like,
it automatically had quantize turned on. Didn't it?
So he basically
turned that off.
So the book's called Dilla Time because basically people started calling he had his own swing, and then people tried to emulate cool Dilla Time, they called it. So yeah, the book's basically about his life, but it's also about like you'll be reading about like him and his like ex-wife and his kid or whatever, and then it'll just like have a piece about like the method that he used. It's really good and pretty inspiring as well because he made some crazy decisions in his career, like from a musician and business point of view. Made some mad decisions. So yeah, recommend that one. But yeah, this Rick Rubin one's next. I'm gonna read that after.
Cool.
Yeah.
But we'll get on it at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. Away. Nice. Music wise, I've been listening to kind of like just rediscovering old stuff. Actually, it's funny, like after that stag do, I heard Harry play a Chasing Status song that I'd never heard before off of their whatever album came out in 2022 with Pit Millet. Banger.
Oh, that tune's so good.
Tune's sick, yeah. Because I was like, I thought it was one of your tunes. I was like, who's this?
No, I wish.
And it was like, so that was random because A, it's a drum and bass tune I've been listening to in the context of not being in a rave, and B, it's a Chasing Status tune that I loved that I didn't know existed. So there was that. I've completely forgotten what I was looking at as well. New stuff. I love this guy called Elamine. He's like a kind of a soul singer, I guess. He's got a new tune out, which is sick. I actually love that new Halogenic single that came out, which is like the kind of half-timey hip-hop one. Yeah. With him singing. That's his voice that he's like manipulated, which is sick. And then Geordie, who's like a UK rapper, released a rap album, which is sick.
Oh yeah, I like Geordie.
Yeah, that one with JME, who's like the lead single, that Wonder Kid tune, banger. Yeah, wicked, that one.
I've been listening to the new album from Nectar Wood, which is sick. She's like a proper vibey East London-based soul singer. Helen's work friend put Helen onto an act called Chaos in the CBD.
Oh yeah,
which
Tom loves them.
Yeah, I've been listening to them a lot over the last couple of weeks. Just really vibey stuff.
Yeah, it's like house, but I don't know what kind of house to call it.
Yeah,
like, it's nice though.
I would kind of
makes sense. Tom,
it's kind of like electronica to me. There's so many just different.
They must be Australian, right?
There.
Or something because they're called CBD.
That's the first thing that came to my mind was traveling around Melbourne, being shown around the CBD.
Oh, you're in the CBD, mate. Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought it was CBD as in like THC CBD. No, because obviously I'm a stoner, aren't I?
The world's biggest weed smoker. Nah, CBD means Central Business District. Yeah. So chaos in the centre of the city, basically, is what the name is.
Yeah, but also you got to remember we don't live in a metropolis like that. We live in a bit of a weird metropolis.
Yeah, but bro, you've been to Australia.
Yeah, I have. Yeah. But I've never heard the term CBD,
that's
like Central Banking Districts.
No, that's what they call it. Central Business District.
Oh, Business District then. Yeah. Oh, whatever.
I mean,
but yeah. So I've been listening to Chaos and CBD. Nectar Wood album, the new Caracal Project EP is phenomenal.
It's a good producer.
Really, he's insane producer. And then that new single with him and Cameron Crooked came out, and I was like, oh, for God's sakes! Like, just sonically, how the hell is anybody meant to like do something as fresh as this in drum and bass? I feel like when every now and then those guys just bring a whole new, they raise the bar in terms of what can be done in drum and bass. They push boundaries.
But should it be done?
Yes, I think yes.
I was just posing the question. It's a podcast. What do you do,
mate? If we want like the same rolling drum loops and strung out pads and basses forever, then yeah, cool.
That's kind of what I want.
There's plenty of drum and bass out there for people that want that.
Kind of down for that.
I think it's pivotal that you do get producers out there like
of course,
bending rules and just doing weird stuff, but it comes out with something really interesting.
Yeah, so I want someone to swap drum and bass. So basically,
all your drums made out of basses.
Yeah, and all the bass made out of drums. Yeah, that's the next wave. Someone jump on that.
Do it.
Not me.
Because you know it's a stupid idea.
I'm comfortable where I am. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm all right where I am, yeah. To be fair, this is basically the episode done. We did have a load of IG questions, but we've also got another episode to record very soon. So I think we saved those questions for that one. This is a nice little catch-up. Just to keep the content machine churning, you know. And
to prove that we are doing this consistently.
Come on.
And we're accountable. And now you're going to be accountable for giving us money on Patreon. So I'm just going to say it again. Amen Brother Podcast on Patreon, IG, TikTok. Yeah, we'll see you there. Rich is going to get his butt out. Cool. Cheers, everyone.
Peace.
Big up.
Bye.